The Downtown Vincennes Association has a new coordinator. Ellen Harper took on the role last fall, and in part one of our two-part First City Focus series on downtown revitalization, she sits down with Joe Ballinger to talk about how the DVA got started and how it's working to help downtown businesses succeed.
Being a native of Knox County, for 10 years I worked for the state of Indiana, and I was a liaison for the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. And part of what I taught and went in and helped communities do was the Indiana Main Street program. Vincennes wasn't a Main Street program, and when Pioneer Oil came to Vincennes to locate their corporate office in downtown Vincennes in the old Hills department store building, it ended up that they came to me, Steve Miller came to me, and he said, what's it going to take to become an Indiana Main Street? Because at that time there was some funding resources that would have been really good for us to look at. So I helped the community get back into that mode to become an Indiana Main Street. Steve came to me and offered me the position to come back and oversee InVin, which was basically, it was a nonprofit, and it was the Main Street program for the city of Vincennes. So I came back in 2015 to do that full time for the city, and being a native, I have a real passion. I have a passion for all of our community, but for downtown in particular. InVin we had kind of done our plan. I mean, we kind of had did the things that we wanted. We also had done a downtown revitalization plan, and there was a lot of things in that was going to take a lot more money than what we ever would have at this point, but a lot of those things that we wanted done, we had accomplished. So at that point, InVin just kind of went away, but we still wanted to have our Main Street org, which we then became Downtown Vincennes Association, which is a 501c3 under the Knox County Chamber Foundation. Like the downtown revitalization plan that I mentioned we did in 2016, it needed to be updated. It's 10 years old. We're working on that right now. So, and a downtown revitalization plan is basically, it's the city's plan, but then it's a roadmap to give to Downtown Vincennes Association for things that we'd like to see done in the downtown area.
Okay.
With being an Indiana Main Street program, you have to have 4 committees. And the first committee is your design committee. And your design committee is basically your look of downtown, from the flowers to banners, to the Christmas tree, to, it could be something like live music, whatever. So it's basically the look of downtown, your design is. Promotion committee is the committee that it's all about the events, activities that's going on. And it doesn't have to be something that's ran by DVA. For instance, the Watermelon Festival is a prime example. That's a chamber event, but yet it's held in our downtown, and we help promote it. We cross-promote a lot of this stuff. The one event that we are in charge of, DVA, is Summer on Main. And Summer on Main this year will be June 26th. We like it in the spring, the early part of the month, but part of the reason we went with the 26th of June this year is because on account of the 250th celebration for the United States. And so we were thinking if we could do something that weekend, and then there's Rendezvous Weekend the end of May. Then if we do this the end of June, and then 4th of July, it just kind of all flows in together. So that will be Summer on Main. The economic vitality, it could be economic vitality to restructuring to development. But basically what that committee does is they look at all those empty buildings and try to figure out, okay, how could we market this building to do something else? You know, sometimes we get stuck in a rut and we don't think that, for instance, people have brought to me, they'd love to see a kids play cafe. Those are big everywhere. It's like a space that there's kids, it's for moms with smaller children that aren't in school, that they can come and play and run all that energy out and play and the whole bit, but yet there's a coffee shop close that they can have their coffee, the moms can network, the kids can learn to, play with other kids, that type of thing. We know if you have those kids downtown, whether they're little bitty kids to the older ones, that's going to bring the parents. That's going to bring a lot of other people. So we would love to see something like that. Another thing that's been brought up is a bookstore. A music venue would be wonderful. So the Economic Vitality Committee looks at all those different things to see who might we talk to that would be an investor that's willing to go in and put the work into it, put the money into it to make something new happen for downtown. So that's the third committee, and then the other committee is the organization committee. And it basically is, it's a group of 5 to 7 people. You have someone from each of the other committees that sit on that committee that reports to them of what's going on. You have a chair of it, a secretary, that type of thing. And they basically are kind of your board that kind of looks at everything going on, gives suggestions. Those are the 4 committees that we have to be an Indiana Main Street community, whether it's an affiliate, as we are, or whether it's an Indiana or a national Main Street.
And that's part 1 of our First City Focus series on downtown revitalization. Part 2 will air in March with a look at new businesses and future plans for downtown.